Weird Water UFO Encounters, 12 Cases by Preston Dennett. Unidentified Submersible Objects. It's a pattern that researchers have recognized long ago. UFOs seem to be attracted to water. Lakes, rivers, oceans. There are many cases where UFOs are seen diving into the water, coming out of it, floating on the surface, and affecting the water in unusual ways. Cases reach back decades and come from all over the world. Some accounts involve UFOs sucking up the water itself. This video presents 12 weird water UFO cases, each of which provides profound insights into UFOs and their strange connection to water. USO with humanoids. One afternoon in August 1914, as William J. Keel and several other witnesses noticed a strange object floating just offshore at Georgian Bay in Lake Ontario, Canada. Shaped like a giant bell jar, he observed two short humanoids holding a hose, sucking water from the bay. On top of the object were three other figures. Realizing they were being observed, the object departed so quickly that one of the little men clung to the outside of the craft as it departed. It was watching us? When three people decided to take the ferry across Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, Canada, in August 1952, they were shocked to see a weird round boat zooming towards them on the lake. As it arrived to the boat dock, it rose into the air, revealing itself to be a UFO. It hung there for a few moments, astonishing all who observed it, then moved back over the lake before darting off. UFO ordeal at Oradell. Just before 8 p.m. on September 15, 1962, three boys were shocked to see a UFO drop from the sky, plunge into the Oradell Reservoir in New Jersey, and then take off. Unknown to them, several others saw the object. The next night, the UFO was back. Soon, UFOs were being seen nightly by residents, night watchmen, police officers, and more. The UFO wave would garner national headlines and then quickly disappear from history. The Peropava River UFO crash. On the afternoon of October 31, 1963, more than 50 people observed a flying saucer lose control and plunge into the Peropava River in Iguape, Brazil. As the water frothed and bubbled, the Brazilian military arrived and sent divers down to investigate and recover the craft. But after 2 weeks of searching, no evidence of the crashed UFO was ever found. A UFO fish story? One evening in 1964, a group of fishermen at the Moraleda Channel in Castro, Chile, were shocked to see a glowing man walk out of the sea. After staring at them for a few moments, the strange figure walked back into the ocean. They could still see a strange glow under the water. That's when fish began to fill their nets in unprecedented numbers. Beyond my power to comprehend. On April 9, 1970, Max Krauss was taking a walk near his home in Alfhofen, Germany, when he saw a 2-foot-wide transparent sphere with spokes pacing him. As he watched, the bizarre device hovered over a small stream and began sucking up water through a pipe. Moments later, it departed. The witness was an experienced electrician and was convinced that he had seen something extraterrestrial. UFO display over Chilean Bay. On the night of November 7, 1971, Albert Vermeuler walked along the beach at Chilean Bay, Mexico, when a saucer-shaped craft appeared and sent down a beam of light nearly a half-mile wide onto the surface of the water. The craft remained for 20 minutes before slowly moving off. Unknown to Albert, many other people saw the strange display. More dead than alive. In July 1973, Masaki worked as a night guard for a lumber company along the coast of Tomakomai, Japan. To his great fear, a UFO dropped down and began sucking water out of the bay. At one point, it moved overhead and was close enough that he could see strange humanoids inside. Masaki was more frightened than he had ever been in his life. USO at Pitielu Island. One evening in the 1970s, a missionary was staying at tiny Pitielu Island near Papua New Guinea when a UFO appeared. It hovered for several moments and then plunged into the shallow reefs directly offshore. A group of men sent a boat out to investigate, but before they could arrive, the object was gone. Fishing for UFOs. On the evening of July 15, 1981, 14-year-old Carl E. Moore was amazed to see a UFO drop from the sky and float on the water of a small lake in Newberry, South Carolina. As it hit the water, it sent up a cloud of steam. He watched it from 50 feet away for 3 minutes before the craft darted away. At first, he kept his experience a secret, but later felt compelled to report it. Follow that UFO. One night in August 1981, a group of 5 witnesses driving in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, followed a red, glowing object as it made a controlled descent into Lake Ontario. Going to the shore to investigate, they saw 2 strange submarine-like objects rise up in the same exact location. Although the witnesses remained at the location for hours, the UFO never emerged. This was real scary. When a father and his 2 sons went fishing off the coast of Seaforth, England, they were awestruck to see a fleet of 5 UFOs dive into the Mersey estuary. Shortly later, all 5 objects emerged from the sea and flew off. Several other witnesses saw the whole thing. Following the encounter, they all became convinced that UFOs are real. These 12 cases only skim the surface of the huge number of cases involving UFOs and USOs. These cases show that the waters of our planet might be holding vast numbers of extraterrestrial craft hidden from sight. And they show beyond any reasonable doubt that there is a strange connection between UFOs and water.